Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into some late night TA. All right, guys. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory from here. All right, guys, we got the CPI explosion. That is what took place today. Now, off of that explosion, I really wasn't looking for too much, after our massive gap up. IWM was up 3%. I actually recorded today's video earlier and it did not record, and then I ran out of time, so I had to leave. But yeah, no, at the time, IWM was up 2.7%, and I was saying, hey, all right, it would be really rare to see IWM go above 3% here. It just doesn't happen a lot. I was looking for a pullback, all right? Now, what was I looking for the pullback off of? 15-minute bearish divergence. I was waiting patiently for that 15-minute bearish divergence to pop up. It did end up popping up towards the end of the day, and then you started your sell. Now, what I am going to point out, all right, is, guys, SPY did end up hitting the target. QQ did end up hitting my final, the third target, upside target after this breakout we had over here. You had a very clean break and retest going on here, and we had three targets. The third one has just now been hit. The same exact thing happened over here in SPY, and quite frankly, guys, I do think a pullback is incoming. It doesn't have to be the case, all right? You got Avgo going up almost 20% in the after hours. SMH is certainly up quite a bit. But I am going to say, guys, we have a recipe for a pullback. That is what I'm looking at, all right? Now, this thing can continue higher. I just don't think it's, too likely that that is going to be the case. Now, coming back over here to SPY, guys, I'm going to remove this target, 543 to 540. Where it was 543. That was the target that I was looking for. All right. And now that we do have that 15-minute bearish divergence, it's pretty, clear and simple to me that all I'm going to be looking for, guys, is this pullback. We can continue higher, but I'm just going to say, guys, it's this is typically what I look for right before we get a pullback. That's what I was waiting for. That's what's here now in the charts. I'm going to say pullback is now likely, all right? So 536.89 is the level that I'm going to be paying attention to. That is just going to be the next break and retest, all right? You look here on the daily time frame, and quite frankly, guys, it's pretty obvious that we had a bunch of bullish charts going into the CPI catalyst, all right? We never know the news. We really don't. But what we can do is we can take the clues we got from these charts. And guys, the market participants, they were clearly taking positions into this date. They were also holding some key spots on SPY, QQQ, IWM. Extremely just sexy setup here, which I'm actually going to interrupt myself right here, guys. Until tomorrow, all right? Until tomorrow at noon, there is going to be a lifetime membership discount, code IWM, for 50% off of that. All right. Every time we get a big winner, guys, I'm just going to throw them out there. If you want to come join, if you want something more, okay, if you want to learn more about this stuff, that is where you're going to do so. I will also supply you with a lifetime of trade ideas for the next, 10 to 15 years. So that will be that. All right. But yeah, coming back over here to QQQ, guys, same exact thing. We're just going to be looking for the retest. Now, yeah, you could end up just bouncing off of here, but I'm just going to point out this is where the structure is. 465.74, that is where the structure is. Up here at 468.14, honestly, we could come back here and retest that, but I think it's much more likely that we just come back down to 465.74 from that point, because that is where we had this, that's the top of this consolidation. How long were we consolidating here, guys? That's 4 days. We're just sitting right here. Okay? You take all that, you got a few trading sessions there. Okay. See, 4 days. Okay. SPY, same thing. You had 4 to 5 days of consolidation. So if you come back into that, we know where we're going to be looking for buyers. All right. And we can continue higher. We have a massive weekly candlestick now. We're going to have to see how this thing closes out. This on the monthly. I meant to point to this one. As we got 2 days left on the clock, we're going to have to see how this closes out. But quite frankly, this thing looks like, it's probably going to close out towards the highs, right? We're going to have to see about it. If you get a topping tail, that's, something that gives us a little caution. I pointed out in the weekly update, as well as Friday's update, that, hey, these weekly candlesticks do not suggest immediate downside. We can get some sort of downside, but it's not going to be off of these candlesticks. Like it could have, But at that point, you just got to wait for a bearish engulfing candlestick to pop up out of nowhere, which is extremely unlikely. You're most likely going to end these things with topping tails. You're going to see sellers stepping in. We don't have that. We had bullish structure going into this event. All right. You come over here to DIA, you had the same thing. All right. You were just basing. You came down to the 0.618 fib. You got a gnarly freaking bounce. All right. Congrats if anybody did end up playing that. I personally don't like DIA. I'm a hater. All right. Screw this thing. It's just not worth it. It's got sloppy price action compared to everything else that we cover. So, guys, why are you going to concern yourself with it? It's just my opinion. Okay. You could do whatever you want. No financial advice will be given here on this channel. Pretty simple. Moving forward, guys, I'm looking for the pullback right here on SPY, 536.89 at a minimum. QQQ, I'm looking for 468.14 to be tested, but then also 465.74 is very likely, in my personal opinion, to be tested. That's what I'm looking for. Both have these 15-minute bearish divergences. If you're not new to this channel, guys, I like to watch for the 15-minute bullish divergences as well as the 15-minute bearish divergences. We're in a bull market. We have very bullish weekly structure going on. We're clear as day in an uptrend. Guys, we do not look for the pullbacks until you get these divergences. They typically just don't come, okay? They really, you know, the vast majority of the time, you're going to get these little divergences right there as price makes a higher high, and then the oscillator makes a lower low. I use the RSI. You could use whatever you freaking want, all right? And then you get your, you know, normally it's a $5 to $8 pullback, but guys, we've had a strong market. Regardless, we now have that. And you're consolidating, it looks like you're probably going to come back and retest that structure. And that's a $5 move to the downside after today's move. All right, $6 move. SPY from where we currently are, that would be a $4 move. Okay? Now, jumping over here to IWM, I am going to point out, beautiful. Absolutely freaking beautiful. Guys, please tell me you took your profits on the gap up. Okay? I didn't know how high this thing was going to go. It went a decent, you know, chunk higher for off the open. But guys, when you're sitting on $6 of freaking gains here, okay, on an overnight move, it is a great idea to take your risk off of the table. Okay, so I really hope you guys did well on this one. All right, many more to come. The last big one was Amazon. This guy treated you boy right, and I hope it treated you guys right. Did I know it's going to be the only one to get a 3% gap up, whereas the other ones only gapped up 1%? No, I had no freaking clue. All right, but I will definitely point out these setups as I see them, guys. We had an explosive setup here. Okay, I drew this on you know, real-time hours, not extended hours. But yeah, you had the fallen wedge. You were in the golden pocket. You printed a daily hammer candlestick down here. You also had the, what is it, quadruple bullish divergence here on the 4-hour RSI. This is something that typically leads to upside. All right, and even if it did not lead to upside and you came a little further down, you don't stay down here long. You just don't do it. You don't do it. All right, this is where you want to be low in the boat. Okay, just how I'm going to call it how I see it, guys. No financial advice, but I'm definitely going to continue and consistently call it how I see it. And that is that's what makes this channel unique. That's what makes everybody on YouTube's channels unique. All right, you gotta do your own thing. I hope you guys enjoy my work. And if you do appreciate the work, guys, please remember to leave a like on the video. I appreciate you guys helping me out and pushing this channel out to more people. Welcome aboard to all the new members of our community, all right? We got 30 to 40 new people in our little trading corner over here of YouTube last night. So I appreciate you guys. I'm feeling the love. I hope you guys are feeling the love. Hope you guys are feeling feeling the gains. But yeah, over here on DIA, guys, you did come back to retest this level. I don't think it's going to hold. We're going to be watching the golden pocket between 383 and 385. That's what I'm paying attention to here on the downside. Come over to Mr. VIX, guys. You're just continuing that VIX crush. And quite frankly, I don't know if you're going to come down here without getting a little pop. I really have absolutely no idea. VIX has not been acting the way that I thought it would be, with SPY up, like, you know, pretty significantly today. And VIX only down 6%. I just figured it would probably be down, like, you know, eventually we're going to get like one of these minus 10% days. No, we didn't get it. I thought by now we would get a flush underneath this low. So I'll take that one on the chin. It has not been behaving how I was expecting. But, you know, now we know why. People weren't taking puts. The big money, they were not loading puts because we had a big-ass bullish event. Pardon my French. All right. So when I see VIX not behaving, I'm going to point that out. That is what was happening. I was saying with all the upside that's happening, you typically do see you see that, and then you get these pullbacks, and you see VIX get a bounce. VIX just wasn't getting a bounce. All right, nobody was loading those puts. That's what's going on over here. All right. Yeah, we'll keep covering it, but I'm not going to say it's been really useful over here. In my personal opinion, you do have a 15-minute bullish divergence going on over here, which is typically something we see right before VIX has his little bounces here. All right, so just something to keep in mind. We could get that pullback. We have these factors suggesting a pullback. Okay, that is that. Now, let's go over the big boys. All right, which I also think is suggesting a pullback. Guys, 220 was incoming. I'm pretty positive that is what we said in yesterday's video. All right. I know you didn't reach that 1.618 Fibonacci extension just yet. Okay. Probably going to be hit, guys. You had massive volume today. What the heck is this? All right. What the heck? It didn't even partake in the gap up. All right. All it did is, no, it freaking got squeezed off the open. But now you got these profit takers, guys. See, again, with these 15-minute bearish divergences. Quite frankly, guys, Apple could have a big old pullback here. It could. And I think it's going to be a major buying opportunity if you come back into this 196.38 to 199.62 zone. I'm not saying that's going to be the case. You currently don't have any daily bullish bearish divergences. So I don't think the upside is done over here on Mr. Apple. I really don't. Microsoft, all right? Guys, you're pushing. We said 440 incoming and probably 450. That is what I'm paying attention to. And quite frankly, I still think we're going to be heading up to that level, right? 450. I think that is incoming over on Microsoft, whether it happens after a pullback or not. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Amazon, continuing, just a claw higher, okay? You're kind of stalling out here. Like, these things are kind of suggesting to me we're probably going to get that pullback, all right? I just showed you, my evidence over on the indices. Yeah, we're probably going to get that pullback. VIX had the 15-minute bullish divergence. And then you got this guy over here, all right? You're getting a bunch of these things just showing, they're not continuing this momentum with the market, all right? I do think we are going to get that pullback. You got Goog doing the same thing over here. You pushed up to new high. Like I said, guys, this is probably the sloppiest of the bunch, all right? That is what I've been pointing out. But quite frankly, you're respecting what I watch, right? You came down to the golden pocket after breaking out of this bull flag that we were pointing out after this beautiful break and retest. I know we pointed that one out. But now, guys, you got the spinning top candlestick. And quite frankly, all right, it's likely that we get that pullback. Now, I will point out, Avgo, what the heck is this? All right? What the heck you doing, Mr. Avgo? You got the God candlestick. Guys, this is insanity. Congrats if you threw some lottos on Avgo, all right? I was looking at the 1700s, all right? Yeah, maybe the 300 beans, but they're going to open up tomorrow above $2,000. Congratulations if you did end up playing this bad boy. But again, I'm just going to give that reminder. If you experience this gap up and it's out of nowhere, I understand there was earnings, but did people really think there was going to be a 15% gap up? Guys, take the profits off the open. No financial advice will be given on this channel, but that is definitely the wise move as a trader. All right? You don't want to suffer one of these where you give back a lot of these gains. Okay? There's no reason to. Okay. All right? Next one we're going to cover over here is AMD. All right? Quite frankly, I think AMD is one of these chips that is saying we potentially could be getting that bounce over here, all right? But I would have liked to see another hammer get put in over here. Not another one, all right? I'm not going to call this a hammer, but I would say it's a bullish candlestick, all right? So off the bottom of the range, you got the break and retest. If we do come to the downside, I'm going to put this alert here because I want to buy it, all right? I'm going to be looking for long opportunities. I don't think we're going to get a massive rug pull, guys. Get that freaking out of your head, all right? Get the rug pull, scenarios out of your head because, quite frankly, they are extremely rare. We got no reason to look for them, okay? We don't. What you do got to do is just look for the buying opportunities along your uptrend. Follow the macro trend. On the weekly time frame, I understand this thing is a piece of poop, all right? But what is the overall market doing? That. So you pull back into here, you're probably going to get a bid, okay? And it would, quite frankly, be a rather large pullback. What do we even get over here from where he stalled out? You got a 12% pullback. What happens if you get the same exact 12 to 13% pullback? You just break and retest where you had this structure, all right? So again, guys, we're bullish on this next dip. Weekly structure is still, it's still bullish. Bullish structure is still intact. And that is what I have to say about that. Now let's go over some things that I'm paying attention to. First things first, CELH. You want buyers to be stepping in between 60 and 62. All right, I like this one, but I also hate this one. I'm just gonna say right now, you have no sign of strength. All right, you had buyers stepping in yesterday with the hammer candlestick off of that heavy volume. What happened today? You completely faded it and went down to a new low. What I will point out is you got a break and retest going on down here. Okay, let's take off the stupid magnet. All right, break and retest. You got the 0.786 fib down here. Okay, you break 60, or not 6. Yeah, you break 60. All right, you don't have any. I know. Look at my arrows. Look at that. Look at that. Your boy is a little tired. Okay, just got out of work. Break 60, your next level to be paying attention is going to be all the way down to 56. All right, not going to be a good look if you start breaking under that. Okay, and underneath there, you got absolutely nothing until you revisit 50 bucks. All right, 50 bucks. Buyers, now is your chance. All right, if you want to long this thing, I would use time. But right here is the exact perfect spot to do so. You failed one break and retest. We got it before. Okay, we got that one before. You failed through this one. And now you're at the next one. All right, and you're also at the bottom of the golden pocket. Your risk here is so tight, okay? So honestly, it's not a bad setup. I understand you're catching a falling knife, but your risk is very tight. And that is what I like about it. Etsy, you got this downtrend break, right? You're coming right back into it. You see like 61.50 over here tomorrow? That's going to be a buy. All right, you're retesting a major downtrend. Next one, SoFi. All right, I actually saw this one on Twitter. So, actually this person, she followed me last night after I liked one of these. And I'm just going to say, the Beaver Lady on Twitter, you got some good TA. Speaking of Twitter, guys, go follow my Twitter if you want some trade ideas on the go. There you go. I'll share my TA over there. You got a false break today. I think a big move is coming out over here in SoFi. All right, this thing's getting tight. This thing's consolidating. I know you already broke down underneath your golden pocket, so I'm not going to say that's like something that's going for it, but I will say the thing is getting tight. What am I doing? Golden pocket. All right, you see, you already broke down. Okay, so 100% retracement is completely on the table. That would be coming all the way down to 640. But quite frankly, guys, I think, August cons over here on SoFi, they ain't going to do bad. I think you're probably going to get a breakout. And once you do end up getting that daily break, okay, that's when you're looking immediately for 790 to be hit. Next level is going to be this gap up here. I already have it marked 857. Okay. And above there, guys, you have room all the way up to 920. I really like it. So that's that. Next one I'm paying attention to is MGM. Okay, same sitch. You want to see buyers step in here, but if they don't step in, all right, you're looking for them to step in down here at the retest of this broken downtrend, which in reality was the upper bound of this falling wedge pattern. That's something I like right there. TRSP. This is one that I think is going to pull back. If it pulls back right here, I like the long. Just like I like the long here, I like the long right here. All right, so put it on your radar. And that is what I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oxy is another one I actually just forgot to mention that, hey, all right, if you didn't buy in with me down here, maybe you got faked out right here. Your next opportunity is right here where you are on the retest. Buffett just bought in, okay? I like the setup. You're in the golden pocket. And now, I know this weekly chart is looking really freaking weird. I understand. The daily is looking pretty sexy still. I understand you have a big fat bearish engulfing candlestick, but buyers are going to step in. It's going to be right here where you are. First things first, 60.27 retest. You have proof that buyers were stepping in yesterday. What do you also have? You got the trend line retest. And worst case scenario, guys, you're just going to come back down here. I'm going to load the boat on some Oxy. All right. I already saw Warren Buffett load the boat. Well, I don't know if he loaded the boat, but, let's just say he added to his position. Guess what? He sees the value down here. I'm going to see the value down here. I'm going to buy August or September contracts. And I'm going to wait for this bad boy to get back on one of these grooves. I'm going to ride that guy up. That's the game plan over here on Oxy. All right, guys. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Please remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this. And if you do find value in these, please share with one person that you also think would find value in these. I understand a lot of us don't have these investor/trader friends. We just don't. But if you do, and you think someone else would value this, please feel completely free to share. I love you for that. I would appreciate it so heavily. Honestly, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I really like our kick-ass community we got here. I know I'm not getting really monetized in this video because, yeah, I you know, said a few bad words here and there. That's an actual thing, guys. I literally noticed it. I'm like, you say one swear, you get like half the revenue. You say a few swears, you get like nothing. That is how this YouTube game works. They don't think I'm family friendly. I like to think I'm a little family friendly most of the time. All right, guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your night. Go check out the Twitter, and peace.